What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, we have to talk about a gigantic, and I do mean gigantic, rumor regarding Sly Cooper. Now, we also need to take this with a gigantic grain of salt, and I will explain why as the video goes along. But I do want to thank Kylie first for sending me this link on Twitter, and then click the link, and here we go. So what does this have to do with anything? Well, a Sly Cooper series is in development at PlayStation Productions. Now, I'm not going to read the entire article, but the basis of this is that Sony Productions, or PlayStation Productions, is going to be reviving Sly Cooper. It is going to be a TV show because they mentioned seasons. They say that I guess I'll talk about what they think or what they, I guess, have heard is going to happen in the seasons. But they mentioned seasons. They talk about how, obviously, this has been attempted before. They were originally going to have actually, well, they say it was originally a movie based off of it. Then there was going to be a TV series. Now, I remember the TV series very, very clearly. I actually completely maybe blocked out the idea of the movie, but both of those fell through, and that's true. Those are true facts. But now it seems like these two things are happening. Now, they say that the first season will act as an origin story, while they'll be delving into the characters and plot in future seasons. Now, I don't exactly know what that means, and again, when we talk about taking things with a grain of salt, by the way, I've never heard of this site, the #show.com, before. Doesn't mean they're wrong. It just means I've never heard of them. If you guys have, please let me know. This also comes from Professor Hulk. That's the in this case, I guess, the insider here. Never heard of them before. Again, does not mean that they're complete. It doesn't mean that they're fake. It doesn't mean that they've never gotten anything right. It just means I've, again, never heard of them. They talk about how the series is reportedly going to be a live action / CGI hybrid, a la Sonic the Hedgehog, with Sly and other characters being CGI and other characters being played by actors. If it's unknown if the original voice actors are returning or not. All right, let me stop you right there and let's talk about that part. Number one, the voice actors better come back. If Kevin Miller's not in this, it's not really Sly Cooper, and I will defend that till the end of my life. No, but honestly, like, they need that. They need the original voice actors. I don't know how I would feel about a Sly Cooper mixed thing. I mean, Sonic obviously worked really, really well. I can't say like it wouldn't work, because my initial thought was I hate the idea. I will be flat out honest with you. My initial thought when I heard mix of them, Sly and them would be CG, but then other people wouldn't be. My first thought was I hate that. But again, can I really say that? Can I really say that it would be doomed to failure? I don't think I can. I will self-correct me because Sonic works. I mean, it just does. So maybe it doesn't work for everybody, but at least it works for me, and I think it works for the majority of people. So I don't know. I mean, it all depends on how they do it. Well, they're all like, I guess the thing with me, though, is they're all like Sly. And so if you're going to do Sly and Bentley and Murray, and they're like they're animals. Everybody's an animal in this, right? Everybody. So when you have the enemies and the main villains and in all of this being, what, humans? They have to be humans now, right? Because they can't be animals, or maybe some of them would be animals. I don't know. I guess I have more legs to stand on that obviously this is not Sonic, so I think it's a little bit harder to make the argument that, well, because Sonic worked, this worked. So there's that to be said, I guess. They also say that side characters, Bentley and Murray, those are main characters, are also set to appear. Where will it stream? Currently, there's no streaming site associated, although Netflix is currently considered the front runner. And you know, I will say this, I don't really know how any of that stuff works in terms of where they actually land, right? Because like HBO does The Last of Us, but I assume like it's PlayStation Productions, they just put it anywhere, right? So like whoever's the front runner, whoever, you know, ponies up the money or whatever, that's where these things are going to land. So like the movies land in the movies, and if one thing ends up on this, it ends up on Netflix. If one goes to HBO, if one goes on Amazon, like I imagine those things are pretty transferable, and like it doesn't really matter where they land, right? So I guess what I'm saying is if we're going to like doubt things, or if we are in the doubting mood, which is fine, I don't know if that would be a part that you could doubt. I don't really think there's anything glaringly wrong with that stuff. So, you know, again, never heard the site, never heard the person. The idea definitely makes sense. We've heard about Jak and Daxter, right? That being potentially brought by the same team that made the Uncharted movie. So whether that's a movie, whether that's a TV show, and what would that mean? Well, that would probably mean a game, right? Twisted Metal, right? There's a Twisted Metal TV show. What else do we know about Twisted Metal? There's a game happening, a reboot of it. You can actually go down. The Last of Us is tied with The Last of Us. So all of these projects really do have ties with the games coming back to life. So I wouldn't doubt whatsoever, if we actually go backwards, right? If we believe so heavily in the idea that a new game is happening, which I do, right? I'm one of the front runners of that. If we believe that, well, Sly does make a lot of sense as a TV show. I think you honestly could pull it off. I think it would be, you look at PlayStation and you look at things that would work. Uncharted, obviously something. Ghost of Tsushima, right? We know that's happening in terms of a movie. I mean, a lot of Sony's products, a lot of PlayStation products, I do think would be really, really, I think it transfers pretty well. Infamous, stuff like that, right? That's not happening, but I mean, that's something that could work. These are all things I think could work on screen. Not saying I want it. I don't necessarily want a Sly Cooper show, because what if it's god awful? And I have a lot more faith in a game being good than a show being good. But with that being said, it's also more Sly Cooper content. It's also more people that could see it. It's also more people that could see it that then say, hey, there's a game that's out. Let's go support the game. And then it keeps the franchise around. So I do understand why you do things like this, even though if I'm not, the biggest fan of it. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you think this is something that's going to happen? Do you think third time is the charm? Third attempt at doing a Sly live action-like thing. Do you think they can pull it off? Let me know. Make sure, as always, you guys are subscribed to the channel. Bell icon turned on if you want to follow me anywhere else. All my social media, including our Patreon and YouTube memberships, are in the description below. If I ever see anything else, or if this is obviously real, I will, of course, be covering it on the channel. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you all on the next video.